What's going on, Falcon fan? This your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today we're going to talk about the victory that we had over the Detroit Lions yesterday. But before we get into the video, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell so you guys know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so my video can go throughout the YouTube universe and I can get some more people to come in and join me when we talk about the Atlanta Falcons. So let's get into the video. Before we get into the video, first I want to say congratulations to Josh Harris and Kyle Pitts for making the Pro Bowls. I think AJ Terrell got snubbed. I think Cordell Patterson probably should have had some kind of consideration. Also, Chris Lindstrom probably should have had some consideration as well. I think all those guys played pretty well. I know probably because of the record and you know how the Atlanta Falcons been faring this season, they probably got overlooked. But that's why I think that if you look at everybody needs to make sure they look at everybody's tape, look at the games they play, and look how instrumental they are to the team's wins that we do have. We do have 7 wins on this season. That's saying a lot. Like we said, like again, once we talk about this roster that we have, so so big up to those guys, all those guys for making it to the Pro Bowl, and the guys that honorable mention that I mentioned as well. So maybe next year, AJ Terrell, Chris Lindstrom, maybe Matty Ice get to get back in there. We'll have to see. But that's what we got. All right, so let's get into yesterday's game. It was not really an impressive win yesterday. If you look at the the stats across the board, it seems like the Detroit Lions they had the advantage in most every category. They kept the ball for 38 minutes, which means we had limited number of possessions that we had, and we capitalized on most of them. That's why we won the game. But we was not able to stop the run. We let the young quarterback, who I think had just had his second start, come out there. And I think the biggest thing, we did not get any pass rush. We got to be able to start getting some pass rush. But that's been the story all season. That's why I think one of the biggest keys is for this team moving, into off season is to start trying to see can we kind of develop some kind of pass rush. Best to develop that pass rush your front four, so you're gonna have to always call up any kind of pressures and stuff like that. But we definitely got it. That's one of our biggest keys that we need to look for this off season, either in free agency, in the draft. We need to be able to get some pass rushers in to try to wreak some kind of havoc. Quarterback have too much time. The quarterback yesterday had too much time to look around and pass the ball. No pressure. And then once you have that dollar pressure, so you put your secondary in trouble, because there's one less man back there. And then if they don't get home, of course, that's how big plays happen. That's how first down happen, things like that. So, like I said, I think the Detroit Lions played I feel like they probably outplayed us. I feel like the Atlanta Falcons probably is the better team. That's not saying a lot because of our lack of talent that we do have on this team, but we was able to pull it out. I think because our some of our veteran players like Matt Ryan, some of our skilled players like Kyle Pitts had a big game. Russell Gage had a couple catches. That big fumble he had almost lost the game. And to be honest, it kind of felt like deja vu, but that's what the Falcons do this year. However, in one-score games, they're 7-2, so like they're trying to change the tide, which is great. Trying to change the culture with these Atlanta Falcons. So that's something good that I like to see from these guys moving forward. But overall, I feel like the Detroit Lions kind of outplayed us yesterday. But we still got to win. A win is a win. We still in the playoff hunt. We have not been eliminated yet. Of course, we need other teams to lose. The Eagles won yesterday. Kind of room for the Giants. They're trying to kind of upset them. The Vikings did lose, so that helped. Now we need Miami to win today. have to push the Saints back because we got a tiebreak over them right now. We need Philadelphia to lose as well. But one big thing we have to do, we have to go get the win this weekend. So if we don't get the win, none of that matters anyway about who lose in the last two weeks of the season. But other than basically, I felt like we kind of got manhandled yesterday from our run defense standpoint. They had too much time for the quarterback to throw the ball. But you can tell, they're a young team, and they just could not capitalize. Our defense was able to hold them out the red zone, except that one spectacular catch that the young receiver made for the Detroit Lions. I thought AJ Terrell had a chance for a pick for that, but he just missed it. So the guy went in for a touchdown on that. Big props up to Foye Olakun for sealing the game yesterday, and also having 13 tackles as well. Speaking of tackles, I felt like our defense had a lot of missed tackles yesterday. That was one of the worst tackling games I've seen from our defense. That's another reason why it was just a lackluster performance from these guys. However, we got the win. So this one of the Victory Mondays. You won't scrutinize it too much because a win is a win. Yes, it was against the 2-win Detroit Lions, but any given Sunday, Detroit just beat the Arizona Cardinals the week prior. So you can take that with a grain of salt. Arizona is actually kind of on a down spiral right now, starting to lose games, but they are one of the better teams in NFC, and Detroit handled them pretty well last week. Then they come against the Atlanta Falcons, and we were able to squeak out a win in the end. For some reason, the Detroit-Atlanta games always come down to the end anyway, so I guess it wouldn't have been right if we was able to pull it out earlier and don't stress out the fans. Also, we did get our first win in the stadium yesterday, so big props to those guys. Almost over a year where we hadn't won in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, so that's one good thing that came out of that. Like I said, we are still in the hunt, so that's what we like to see from these guys. All right, so that's pretty much all I got for the game itself. So let's talk about the last 2 weeks. Like I said, we're still alive. The biggest thing is that we just got to worry about Buffalo. We have not really beat a team with a winning record this year. Well, I can't say that, but like Arthur Smith mentioned on his press conference, if whoever wins this week, they will actually have a winning record. So we actually would beat a team with a winning record, either Miami or the Saints. People keep saying how good is this team really. I can say this. This team did a great job with the roster, how it was constructed. The offense in itself, we're missing Calvin Ridley for most of the season. That had to kind of mess up what Arthur Smith had envisioned this season going into, with Calvin Ridley being part of the offense. And so that had to factor in. Our offensive line is still a work in progress. We have a lot of young guys on the offensive line. So Matt Ryan been hit the most this season. So if you just look at it from that standpoint, I am happy and surprised that these guys got 7 wins on the season. 3 wins more than we had last season, and we got 2 games left. So with the possibility of having 9 wins, I said it was a great season from the new regime, the new coaching staff here in Atlanta. Despite whoever we played, like I said, we played who we had to play. And then you factor in, we probably should have won the game against the Washington football team. I think we also probably could have won the game against the Carolina Panthers. that we had in Mercedes-Benz Stadium as well. So we could already be at 9 wins this season. We let those games slip away from us. Both of those games were close. The Washington football team game was really close. We had that lead. The Carolina game, even though I felt like they dominated us, we were still right there at the end. So with those 2 wins, we could already be at 9 wins this season. And we be talking in a different sense with this team if we had those 2 wins. But that's not the case. But to have 7 wins with this roster, how it's constructed, with a lot of guys on 1-year deals, with a receiving core where most of the receivers probably 3rd or 4th string receivers. We only got one great player in our receiving core, and that's probably Kyle Pitts. Hayden Hurst been out some this season as well. So bigs up to Matt Ryan being able to hold down the fort. We needed that veteran savvy to actually help us to get to 7 wins this year. But going into these last 2 games, I think we're going to have a tough battle with Buffalo. We do remember the Jacksonville Jaguars did beat Buffalo this year. So it's not just a given fact that we're going to go up there and lose against Buffalo. Maybe we can pull it off. We have to see. We actually been playing better on the road, so we just have to see how that turns out. And then we play the Saints at the end. And we always want to beat the Saints. So what's more can we say about that? End the season on a win in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium against the Saints. That'll be great. So after that, we're going to be looking into the off season. And starting the off season, guys, I plan on looking at some of the prospects. I'm going to give my opinions where I think the Falcons should be doing moving forward. Of course, it's always going to depend on the salary cap, who they plan on keeping. You know, if they're going to go ahead and extend Matt Ryan, Grady Jarrett, contracts out there, Deion Jones. They got a decision to make on Foye Oluokun. We got to see what's going to happen with Calvin Ridley. So when all the dust clears with that, we can kind of see where these guys, where they're thinking about this team moving forward. We already identified some of the holes we need to fix. What we're going to do with the offensive line, we're going to roll with these young guys that we have, or we're going to try to bring in some veterans or draft another guy to bring in offensive line. Are we going to see with Matt Ryan if we're going to trade Matt Ryan, draft a quarterback? Are we going to bring a running back in? So it's a lot of decisions we got to make moving forward. But other than that, so you guys be looking out for more videos from me. I'm sorry I did not have my keys to victory this week. I'm not going to even lie. I forgot about it, and then when I thought about it, it was Christmas Day, so I just decided not to post it. But I can tell you this. I don't think we executed none of the keys. We did get the win, but I don't think we would execute none of the keys anyway. But we got the win anyway, so good for us. We got 7 wins on the season, got 2 games left. We're still in the hunt. If we win this week, we will actually go into next week still with a chance to make the playoffs. So let's see what happens. I will have my keys out this week for the Buffalo Bill game, and talk to you guys then. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.